All right, I was called upon by one of you lovely folks to share my lemon vanilla perfumes in my collection. This has been a profile that I have been absolutely loving the past few months, and I just can't get enough of this profile. I don't know what it is. I'm usually not a super gourmandy kind of girl, but I think it's that lemon that is just really sealing the deal for your girl. So this is what I've been wearing, and it's lemon. So if you're new here, hey, I'm Chi Chi, and I talk about all things lavish but logical. So if that's your sort of thing, go ahead, subscribe, make some friends in the comments section, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm gonna try to go in the order that I purchased them, but y'all won't know, y'all won't check me either. But either way, we're gonna start off with my first one, and that is Nishane Ani. Everybody was talking about Ani at some point. Like, this is the most beautiful vanilla lemony type of fragrance. So I was hyped. I was like, okay, what's good with this? So when I got it, I was like, I know y'all lying. I know y'all lying, because I just got met with this huge burst of ginger mixed with a little bit of that bergamot. So I was just like, oh, hell no. Like, y'all really played me. It wasn't until you rolled it out and got to the dry down, maybe like a good, like 2 hours into it, and you would just catch these beautiful wafts of vanilla and still with that bergamot, to the point where you would think that you are baking a cake. And that is what you get with Nishane Ani. I was like, oh, hold on now. Like, I kind of like you. So even though I do not enjoy the opening, I still kind of don't enjoy the opening. Baby, that lemony vanilla cake that I get out of here, oh, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm going to always do it. Now, this one, out of all of the fragrances that I'm showing, is the most unisex. So take that what you will. I think it's the ginger that really brings out the masculine side, but that dry down makes you want to eat the cake. I really enjoy this. I do reach for it more so in the winter time, because I'm reaching for things that are a little bit deeper and heavier, but I like this because it still remains like pretty dense, but it fills a room. I've gotten compliments on it. So I really do love Ani for that reason. And plus, they were my first. So I was like, yeah, we got to give it up to Miss Ani, or Mr. Ani, or they. I don't know what the young kids be doing nowadays. Next, we have the ever so infamous Lira by Xerjoff. Now, with Lira, I think when I first tried this one out, I said that she kind of gives off like citronella candles. And I still stand by that statement. So this also has that bergamot. If you don't know, if you're new to fragrance, bergamot is basically a citrus similar to lemon. So just in case if I say bergamot a lot, it's a lemon. But this one had blood orange and vanilla. So this also gave that Nishane, vanilla lemon vibe without the sharpness of that ginger. So I really did enjoy. I do enjoy it. The only issue that I'm having is that I feel like from the people, okay, from what the people say, this was reformulated and it doesn't have that same kind of oomph that it used to have. But overall, it is a nice lemon vanilla. I feel like this one is a bit more tame than everything else that I'm going to show. In my opinion, in my collection, I feel like I get a little bit of that sweetness of the vanilla and the lemony vibe, but it don't hit as hard. Especially, I want that lemon to really like jab me in my face, And I don't feel like this one does it all the way, but I still enjoy her. I still layer her, but she was something I didn't need in my collection. I'm happy to have her. She's welcome. But it's like some of these other ones really kicking her in the butt. I'm just saying. But Lira is a really, really nice one if you don't want a super heavy cakey smell. Definitely would recommend this one out of all of them. Dolce & Gabbana Devotion was a surprise love for me because I did hear the hype when it first came out and I was like, okay, whatever. But baby, when I sprayed it, I was like, hold on now. Now, something that doesn't get talked about a lot in videos that I have seen is the very, very, very prominent note of orange blossom. It's the same type of orange blossom that you see in Mimosintra and in Love Don't Be Shy. It's the same one. But then they have probably the most unique lemon in my personal opinion because it's candied. And you can really smell it. Like if I were going to have like a candied lemon, it smells like this. Now, the problem with a lot of lemon fragrances is that they tend to turn a little bathroom cleaner, and that's why a lot of people don't love it. But I personally love this rendition of it because I think the orange blossom brings a nice, I don't want to say marshmallow because that's not the right one. It brings a nice warmth to it, and it really doesn't make it super citrusy, although it still is citrusy. I really like it. The dent, the way I was going through this bottle, this is unheard of. I kept spraying this, and this is one of the fragrances I was wearing in the winter time. I couldn't get enough of it. I would pair this one with KAYALI Yum Pistachio. I was having a good old time during the winter, accidentally. And I can still bring it in right now, which I have been doing, that layering combination. And I use that layering combination for most of these, just in case you didn't know. But this one I've been dousing myself with, and it's, for me, like just an easier reach. And because of that orange blossom, it's something about it. And then when you pair it with the marshmallow or the Love Don't Be Shies, it's just sweet goodness that is just undeniable. And it's just like, like you just smell really good. Like you just want to take a little bite, a little nibble. Like I really enjoy this combination, and it's for me, it's the orange blossom that really just like makes the fragrance stand out just a hair more than all of the other ones. It's not just lemon and vanilla, you know, it's just, oh, wait a minute, this is a familiar note. Okay, I think I like this. So I think that's why I really, really gravitated towards it. And I remember I had a travel size bottle. And I was just like, oh no, we got to upgrade this one real quick. And then I ended up finding a set, and I went through this really quickly, and I absolutely love it. So this is part of the video that the timeline gets a little bit jumbled. So we're just gonna pick and grab. But they kind of were all purchased around the same time because, again, I told you I was on a lemon kick. So starting off with Forever Mood, this is hard to get. The clue is in the name because this is hard to get. But out of the four that Jackie Aina launched, this one by far was one of my favorites. And it was one of the easier ones to gravitate towards. Mass appealing, those would say. This, again, it was citron and vanilla. So I was like, okay, I like what you did here. Because this was something I was already like craving in my collection. So when I saw that she dropped this, I was like, okay, we got this. Now, this, out of the four that she dropped, to me, lasted the longest. And a couple of days ago, I sprayed this on the whim and just, went about my day. The next day, I wore the same shirt. Don't be judging me. I know you'd be doing the same thing. Don't judge me. I wore the same shirt and I could still smell that fragrance. I was like, what the hell did I wear yesterday? I was like, oh wait, it was this. And so I was just like, yes. So she does really, really stick around on your skin, on your body, but definitely on your clothes. So I was just very impressed with this one. And I like to use this almost like a lemon enhancer. Like for a lot of these, they're good on their own, but just adding this as a topper, it just does wonders. So while people are like, oh, you know, this ain't got no longevity, this one, to me, it does. And it works beautifully when you do layer it on top of things that have a heavier base. Like Nishane Ani, throw some of this stuff on there and it will cut that ginger part down a little bit, you know? So we can get to that beautiful lemon cake goodness. And I'm like, yes, this is where I wanna be. I really like this one. It's the lightest out of all of them, but she does put in a little bit of work on your clothes, okay? So if you want to enhance that lemon that's in Lira or Ani, yeah, this is the one to do it with. Now we have Akro Bake. This is one of the very, very few times that I smelled a sample and immediately just purchased. Well, not immediately. You know, I waited for a sale, of course, duh. But immediately, I purchased this. I was just like, oh my God, this is the lemon that I have been craving. And I was like, oh yes, honey. But when I got the bottle, I was like, hold on now. Hold on. You not hitting like your sample did. Okay. So I was like, I think I might have wasted my money. But fear not, it will change. It is getting a little bit deeper, a little bit sweeter to my nose. If I were going to compare it to a lemon cleaner, it would be this one, respectfully, you know. So yeah, this one I would say like, oh gosh, like I don't know, guys. I don't think a lot of people would like this, but I happen to be one of the ones that do. This has the most distinct lemon. If Dolce & Gabbana was candied lemon, this is the lemon in the raw that they used. That's what it is, because it's like, it's a little bit tart, not too tart though, with a little like glazing of a sugar on it, but it hasn't been like candied yet. You know what I'm saying? And then the other notes start creeping up, and this is where it starts to get really good with this fragrance. So you start getting almost like that praline type of like sweetness and depth to it with, you know, I think this has rum. Yeah, I'm pretty sure out of all of them, this one has the rum in it. So you kind of slightly get a, I don't want to say boozy. You get a little, this is like a little nip. Not enough to get drunk, just a little taste of it. Like, okay. You know, you neck that down real quick. Ooh, and then, of course, the vanilla. So you have that boozy vanilla with the lemon, but the lemon, it didn't hit the fire yet. Oh my God. It is getting better. It's getting to what I remember the sample to smell like. But this is one of the good ones. I really have to say that. But it does take a little bit of time. I don't instantly like, oh my God, I'm reaching for it. Like sometimes I'm like, all right, maybe I could put this under, you know, hard to get or something, or one of the other ones that I'll be like, all right, let me throw a little bit of this on, you know, try to get that oxygen introduced into here so I could really, really enjoy it. So I feel like I'm probably going to enjoy this a little bit more next year, which is okay with me. I got plenty to play with, okay? So I'm not in a rush. But Akro Bake, I was just like, all right, And on top of that, this bottle is my favorite. I just like the font of this. Like, the font does something to me. It's just, it's like a marker. And I love it. And then it feels good in my hands. So out of all the bottles that I'm showing, this visually is my most stimulating one. And I like that. And finally, the one I cannot believe I went this long without in my collection. And that goes to Hufflepuff by House of Sillage. Out of all of the hype, this one, y'all got right. Y'all got right with this one, because Hufflepuff, beautifully done. Perfect amount of vanilla and lemon. It's not too tart. It's sugary. It's sweet. It's just, oh my God. The reason why I like this so much is not just the lemon and the vanilla that you're picking up on. I can easily smell that peach and a hint of that coconut that gives it a nice little creaminess. But y'all know that coconut and I, sometimes we don't mix. But the coconut doesn't turn like sunscreeny or super sharp to my nose. It literally is like cream of coconut. Yes. But very, very light. I don't want y'all to think that this is a coconutty fragrance, because it isn't. I don't want y'all to think that this is a peachy fragrance, because it isn't. But the combination of them, it like beautiful, beautiful. Oh, like this I want to bathe in. Like, it just, the perfect amount. Yes, Hufflepuff really did it for me. Like, I really try to stay away from the hype. And it was like, y'all. But this one, well deserved. Well deserved. It's so deserved. I am still considering getting a backup bottle, because this is limited edition, but it's also competing for the #1 spot for House of Sillage for me. Like, she's trying to move Minnie Mouse right on out the way. So it's just like, the fact that I love this, I was just like, oh. From the sample, again, this is one, I smelt it on the little insert that they had. If you can get me to buy something from an insert, like magazine style, and I love it that much, you best to believe this is backup worthy. Oh gosh, it's just, and I think it's like a bourbony vanilla as well. Damn, like she's 10s across the board, to be honest. It's just, wow. Like, it's not doing too much. Think of a light, I know pound cakes usually are dense, but Louisiana crunch cake, Entenmann's, Louisiana crunch cake, where it's like that light drizzle, if I'm remembering. Hopefully I am remembering that correctly. But I used to mess up a Louisiana crunch cake from Entenmann's, but it's kind of like that, where it's not super thick, densely packed pound cake, but it's got like that hard shell to it. That one has it, and it's divine, absolutely divine, and it's yummy and edible, and I love it. I can't leave y'all hanging. Of course, I'm going to not necessarily rank them or rate them, but which ones I would actually repurchase, okay? So starting out with Nishane, I would probably get a 50 ml bottle. I don't think I would get the 100 anymore, but it's like, I love some of these so much more, and I only want to keep this because it was one of my first ones, but it has such good lasting power and longevity. So I'm like, it's really hard for me not to say that I wouldn't repurchase it. So maybe not a 100 ml bottle, definitely a 50, and I would be quite content with that. As far as Lira goes, Lira, I would not repurchase. I just feel like the longevity just doesn't do it for me, and like I need her to be more. Now, if I probably smelled the first batch, the original formulation, I probably would sing a different tune. But the formula that I currently have and what's being sold, I would skip this one. And honestly, when I do reach for a lemon fragrance, I hate to say it, but I don't grab for her. I just don't. But because I'll see her, I'm like, come on, girl. All right, we can get a little something in. So yeah, that one wouldn't repurchase. Dolce & Gabbana, I'm not a fan of the company at all. And I really tried to stay away from this fragrance, but I think I would repurchase this. Only because I like the added orange blossom notes. It just takes it up just a little bit for me and adds a nice little element of surprise. So while I hate the company, this particular fragrance, I would repurchase this, and clearly is my most used, and it's one of the newer ones. Forever Mood, hard to get. We're still dating, okay? I'm still interested. I'm still dating. I don't want to cut her off yet, but as far as a repurchase from her line, yes, I would repurchase it. But you know what? I am going to say I'm going to repurchase this. I would, because this was a fantastic topper, you know, and it added a little bit of extra sweetness. You know what? We're going to repurchase her. I think I would. Akro Bake, I'm still on the fence about, because I need it to come to its full potential. So right now, I wouldn't repurchase it. But if my calculations are correct, she should be on and popping around fall, okay? So my repurchasing of her may change. But as of right now, I wouldn't repurchase it. But if she performs the way I believe she will, and she gets to that level, she's got the most potential, okay? All right? And the only reason why I'm saying that, because I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, Forever Mood, at the same time, you know, why would you pick Forever Mood? Forever Mood is $88. You do the math, okay? I don't know how much this was, but I don't want to spend that again on something that I might not reach for. Yes, I'm gonna spend my little $80 on Forever Mood versus Akro Bake, okay? That's just this my personal opinion. And then finally, Hufflepuff, yes, just absolutely repurchasing. Thinking about doing it now. I might have a backup bottle before the end of the year, but I don't want to jump the gun, okay? I don't want to jump the gun, because I don't want to like say all this hype and then all of a sudden I'm not reaching for her anymore. But it's so good. It's so good. Let me know some of your favorite lemon vanilla combinations. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.